Why do you pay child support if the custody is 50-50? Well, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Why you pay support in a 50-50 situation is an interesting question, but it really does not take into account what the history was. You see, I'll bet in a situation where the custody is 50-50, like when you were, let's say, at home living together, so both parties had equal custody, you got to remember, though, if you're out working and your spouse is at home, so you both have 50-50 custody at that point in time, but all the money that you're bringing in is supporting everybody. The consumption is with everybody. So why do you have to pay support even if it's 50-50? When you were together, you were essentially doing that anyway, the sole support coming out of your check. That was also a situation where the custody was 50-50 and you're paying. Why would you think your divorce would be any different? You have to understand one thing. Whether or not you pay support is not solely governed by how many overnights with dad and how many overnights with mom. There's another very important issue. Another very important issue is how much does dad make? How much does mom make? You see, the only time where there's no support is when it's 50-50 and the parties happen to have the same job, making the same amount of money. If they have the same job making a different amount of money, or they have completely different jobs and the money therefore is completely different, that's a different story. You have to understand, though, in most cases, even if parties do the same kind of thing, it's not likely that they make the same amount of money, but it is possible. How's that possible? Well, let's say two people meet because they both work the assembly line at Ford Motor Company and they have the same station, they're doing the same work, have the same basic seniority. You know what? They probably make the same hourly rate. In that situation, if they have joint custody, nobody's paying anybody. But if they have the same custody, but one person is making more than the other, there will be support going from the person who's making more to the person who's making less. And that support may be a lot or maybe 50 cents. I don't know what it'll be. It's going to depend on the disparity of the income. But remember, in the calculation for support, we don't just look at who's got the child for how many, is it equal? We don't just look at the overnights. We're also looking at how much money does dad make, how much money does mom make, and how many children there are. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.